Hey guys, welcome back to the weekly update of all the games I've been playing. Starting off with Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. For this one I ran into some issues, so I played through the tutorial mode first, and then when I actually started playing the full campaign, the game actually shut off my console. And after the first two times I decided to clean my console, and then after that I tried playing it again and the game actually shut my console off for a third time. I kind of gave up after that, and I decided the next day to uninstall it and reinstall it into the internal storage. And I actually installed it without the patch just in case it was that. But lo and behold, it actually did it again. So after that, I decided to take it back to GameStop and actually just trade it in, because GameStop doesn't allow refunds for new open games. But to my surprise, they actually gave me a refund after I told them what happened, and they saw that I wasn't the only one affected by this. So that was pretty cool. They actually let me keep the outer box and the steelbook, which is pretty nice of them to do. In between the issues I had with the game shutting off my console, it was actually a pretty good game. I'm kind of bummed that I won't be able to experience the full game because of my issue, but I do recommend you check the game out if you haven't yet. But I'd recommend checking it out on Xbox or PC just in case. So that's Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. The next game I played is a game I decided to play after I discovered the issues with Warhammer, and that's The World Ends With You Final Remix for the Nintendo Switch. This game is like a definitive edition of the game, even though most people that have played this or played the original game say otherwise because of the controls. But to be honest, I find the controls not too appalling. Like, it takes like an hour to get used to it, but after a while, it's fine. I played through 3 hours of this game, and so far I'm actually really enjoying it. The game does have you play with one Joy-Con, which is weird, but the controls are fine enough. At least I thought. I didn't have much issues. And this game is a action RPG game. This game is in 2D, and this game is apparently based off of the mobile game instead of the DS game. And you can kind of tell with the way the UI is set up. But this game is actually really fun, even on Switch. I never played the original game, so this is my first time experiencing this game. And so far it's really fun, and surprisingly easier than I expected it to be, even with the controls. But I'd say you should try this game out, despite people saying the controls are weird, because, it's a fun game either way. I do recommend it. So that was The World Ends With You Final Mix. The next game is Astrobot for the PS5. So I did an unboxing for you guys when I got it, and of course, after what happened with Warhammer, I decided to play this one as well, and this game is really, really good. It's probably the best platforming game that's on PlayStation 5 right now, and if you are a fan of Mario and like Crash Bandicoot, those types of platformers, I highly recommend it. It is a collectathon game, so there's plenty of things to collect to 100% this game, and honestly, I'd say it's worth it to get most of everything except the final challenge, because after you get all the bots, there's a secret bot that you can get, and you have to do this challenge that is honestly kind of ridiculous. It took me a couple tries to do it, but just the sheer stress of it alone was not worth it. But yeah, if you liked Astro's Playroom that came with the console, then you're definitely going to like Astrobot. And I will say that this game is a must-have for the platform. So yeah, I hope you guys check this out because it deserves all the praise it gets. That's Astrobot for the PS5. The final game I played this week is Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. I just have the original version to kind of represent the Repop version. I was really excited for this game up until it released, and it's still a good game, but the remaster left more to be desired because this remaster is a bare bones remaster. You do get two versions of this game when you buy it. You get the Repop version and the original version. So when you start the game, you're given an option to either start it in original mode or Repop mode. Repop mode is basically the less gore version of the game. It's a little more like friendly, I guess, for that. But I'd suggest you just play the original version the way it was intended. And you play as Juliet, a high school student, a cheerleader that is celebrating her 18th birthday, and she plans to introduce her boyfriend to her family, but she's afraid to because she's afraid that he'll think she's weird because her and her family are zombie hunters. But little does she know that her high school is being rampaged by zombies, so she's forced to reveal her other side of herself to her boyfriend and save his life after he got bitten. Now you have to find out who's at the bottom of what's going on. And this game is a hack and slash game, and for the most part it's really fun. The only thing about this remaster is it's 30 frames per second, so the gameplay isn't as smooth, and unfortunately like the frame pacing or something's off, so it doesn't feel as responsive as it should. And the game for the most part runs fine, but there are some instances of the frame rate dropping between checkpoint reload or you dying or heading to a different area. And unfortunately the cutscenes were ripped straight out of the original. All the stuttering and stuff is still part of the cutscene, and there's nothing they did for that, which is very disappointing. But overall, if you've never experienced Lollipop Chainsaw, I do think this game is worth it at a sale price, because right now it's $45, and for what you get, you know, it's not really worth it. Now, if you've played the game before on 360 or PS3 or even PC, this is definitely a game that you can pass, because it's essentially the same thing, and the stuff they added to it, it wasn't really worth the price tag. That was Lollipop Chainsaw Repop, and that concludes all the games I played this week. Once again, I want to ask you what you've played this week. Let me know down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.